As a content creator, I use electronics, lights, having laptops and equipment, and I need alternative power source for them in my studio and also on the road while running my assignments. This is why I've been looking for a very good portable mobile inverter power station in the market that will give me the extra hours and power supply that I need to complete my work when there's no power supply from the national grid. To my amazement, BLUETTI reached out to me and wanted me to check out their mobile inverter power station. Imagine never having to worry about low power supply, fuel scarcity challenges, and accumulated electricity bills again. This is the BLUETTI EB55, and I've been using this power station for a few weeks now, and I can see it has served me very well both indoors and outdoors, thanks to the large amount of power it packs while still being affordable and portable. In this video, I'll be showing you the functions and features of the EB55, and will also be sharing with you my experiences with it, so stay tuned. Over the years, BLUETTI has been a very good and reliable company providing competitive energy solutions to millions of customers across over 70 countries, including yours truly, Nigeria. The BLUETTI EB55 is one of the best mobile solar inverter power stations in the market right now that offers a large 537 Wh premium lithium iron phosphate battery pack with 2500 plus life cycles to 80% and up to 700 watt AC pure sine wave stable output for its price range. The EB55 also has other great features like up to 11 outputs for multiple devices, including wireless charging, 400 watt max super fast charging, up to 1400 watt surge protection. It's eco-friendly, gas-free, quiet, and also cost-effective. The EB55 is the only power station in this price range that makes use of the premium lithium iron phosphate battery, which boasts of more than 2500 life cycles to 80%. This means it will take about 10 years, depending on usage, before the battery will degrade to 80% of its battery health. This is far better than the lithium ion batteries we are already familiar with, but it comes at a cost of bigger size and also heavier weight. But BLUETTI has done a good job by making the EB55 still have a compact size by bringing the AC charging unit outside the box, which is not a big deal for the long-term benefits. The EB55 comes in a well-packaged box, and BLUETTI was generous enough to include some important and durable cables in the box, so you don't have to spend some extra cash. Here are the solar charging cable, car charging cable, and 200 watt AC adapter. It also got a user manual and a 24-month warranty service card. It's amazing how BLUETTI is able to offer a very long 2 years warranty service. Finally, here is the EB55, and from first impressions, the build quality is really good. It has a very strong plastic PC ABS fireproof body with textured patterns, and I like the grey and black dual color tone, which makes it look and feel premium. The retractable handle at the top is one of its kind, and it makes the EB55 look more compact or portable. It also makes room for the wireless charging station at the top, which is a cool addition. The 4 solid thick rubber stands at the bottom gives it a firmer grip when placed on any surface. Also, the left and right sides have one air vent each, because there are 2 cooling fans inside to keep the EB55 working at the optimum temperature for the best performance. BLUETTI really paid good attention to details in the design and build quality of the EB55. Nice work, BLUETTI. At the top left corner are 2 input ports. The EB55 can be recharged with either a 200 watt solar panel or a 200 watt AC power outlet or a 197 watt car charging outlet, which means it can charge the battery really fast. You don't need to worry about using a charge controller because the EB55 has an internal MPPT charge controller that has a wide input range of 12 volt to 28 volt at 8 amps max, which allows you use either a 12 volt or 24 volt solar panel. I don't have any solar panel with me, so I couldn't test it out, but BLUETTI has some really good foldable portable 200 watt PV solar panels, and they are easy to carry for convenience. BLUETTI claims the 200 watt solar panel can recharge the EB55 in under 4 hours with prime sunshine, ideal orientation, and low temperature conditions. This is pretty fast. I was able to test out the 200 watt AC adapter that came in the box, and it took about 3.2 hours to fully recharge the EB55. This is quite fast. Due to the heavy power draw from the AC charger, there's an inbuilt fan inside to keep the charger running cool to keep the output power close to 200 watts. The fan noise could be a little annoying because it stays on the entire time, although it's not too loud. The LED turns red during charging and turns green when battery full. BLUETTI went the extra mile to offer a super fast 400 watt charging power, which is accomplished by combining either the solar and AC or dual AC, which brings the already fast recharging time down to 2 hours, which is amazing for this price range. In total, the EB55 has up to 6 ways to recharge, with the 6th method being with a generator. Nice job, BLUETTI. The BLUETTI EB55 also supports pass-through charging, which means you can convert it to an extension box whenever the main AC or solar power supply is available, and it will power your devices directly without making use of the battery while still charging the battery at the same time. Like I said earlier, it has up to 11 multiple output ports, which is the highest number of output ports in this price range. There are 3 DC output sections and 1 AC output section. The first DC output section has 2 DC 5521 ports and a cigarette lighter port, with both rated at 12 volts and 10 amps, which is 120 watts output power. This can power your mini DC fridge or DC laptops. The second DC output section has 4 USB-A ports rated at 15 watts fast charging, which can be used to charge your smartphones and other low USB power devices. The Type-C power delivery port above is rated at 100 watts faster charging power, which is a good upgrade at this price range, and it gives you the option to power your USB-C laptops. I tested it with my Lenovo laptop and was getting about 100 watts power output. This should last between 4 to 6 hours depending on the workload. The third DC output section is the 15 watt wireless charging station at the top, which is a very good addition. It has a bigger charging coil, which means it has a wider charging area. Just place it once within the marked area and you don't have to waste time locating the right charging spot. The AC output section has 2 UK standard Type G sockets, which is convenient as you can plug 2 appliances at once without necessarily needing an extension box. The total output power from both sockets is 700 watts, that is, both sockets share from the total 700 watts output power. BLUETTI is popularly known for their pure sine wave inverter technology, which means you are sure to get a very stable and smooth AC power supply, so there is no fear of damage to your appliances. The EB55 has a surge protection of up to 1400 watts, which is one of the highest in its price range. I actually put the EB55 into real use and was impressed with the results. But first, let's wrap up with the features in the front panel and the back panel. There are switches in each output section, which can be used to switch on each of the output sections before they can be used. Make sure you turn off the switch after use because it is very important to disconnect the output circuits from the internal battery to prevent power loss when not in use. Also, make sure echo mode is activated so that in case you forget to switch off the circuits manually, the EB55 will automatically switch it off after 4 hours of low voltage usage. The display has lots of vital information like the battery percentage, input power, output power, overload, low battery alert, and more. The viewing angle is great, but I'm not satisfied with the battery percentage display in stacks of 20%. I prefer a more instantaneous battery percentage reading in steps of 1% for precise battery reading. You can tap any of the switch buttons to turn on the display, but I wish the display stayed on longer for more than 60 seconds. The back panel has a diffused flashlight, which is good, soft and comfortable for reading. It's not harsh to the eyes and has a wider spread. There are 2 intensity levels and a SOS lighting. Note that for safer usage condition, make sure not to use any load above 600 watt AC power rating. Also, unlike the traditional lithium-ion batteries, the lithium-ion phosphate battery chemistry in the EB55 does not have any fire outbreak issues, and the cooling fans work really well and gets the power station back to normal operating temperature in under 90 seconds. Just make sure you give room for proper ventilation during usage. I decided to do an efficiency test to know the efficiency between the 537 watt-hour battery with the 700 watt AC inverter. I used a load of 50 watts from a small aux standing fan, and it took about 8 hours to fully drain the battery. I also ran some other efficiency tests with different types of loads, both DC loads and AC loads. Here are my results. The overall efficiency of the EB55 is actually good for both DC and AC inverter. I took the EB55 outdoors and used it to power my laptop, a small standing fan, charge my phone and other devices, and it just outputs about 210 watts, which lasted for about 2.5 hours. Enough time to enjoy myself outside. This is also a typical setup for a student in the school hostel, or a room setup for a small house, or even a good setup to power your office or shop for hours. The second real life test I did was to see how it handled my 600 watt blender. The cup was fully loaded and the EB55 was giving an output of about 200 watts. But when it got to the part of high resistance, the power draw increased to about 300 watts. This means you can blend for 3 hours non-stop or 2 weeks at 10 minutes interval per day. I also tested the EB55 with my small compressor fridge, and it was able to power the fridge with a stable output of about 90 watt power, which lasted for about 5 hours. I tested the EB55 with my 500 watt drilling machine and used it to drill some holes in a wood. The EB55 was able to handle it without stress, but note that it will just take some couple of hours before the battery drains. I also powered my small 32 inches television set, DSTV decoder, with a small standing fan, and the power drain was about 90 watts, which lasted for about 4.5 hours. You can get up to 9 hours if you just power the television and DSTV decoder only without the standing fan. The BLUETTI EB55 has a large surge protection of about 1400 watts, and I decided to test it out with my 1300 watt microwave. It only powered it for a few seconds before the overload protection system was activated and the microwave was shut off to protect the EB55. I also tested with a 1500 watt electric kettle, and it just took 2 seconds to turn off thanks to the overload protection system. This means you can have peace of mind when using the EB55 without worrying about any overload damage. But like I said earlier, please always evaluate the total constant load of your appliances. If it doesn't exceed the max 700 watt output power of the EB55, you can use this power station to charge. The BLUETTI EB55 has been a very good and reliable mobile inverter power station. The super fast charging is amazing and it works perfectly. Every cable needed was included in the box. The premium lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry is amazing and can last for many years without fire issues. The large 700 watt output was able to handle all loads under its power capacity with very stable and smooth operation. The wireless charging works fine. The 11 multiple output ports is amazing. The diffused LED light is good and comfortable for reading. The 24 months warranty is very generous. The cooling fans worked well to keep the EB55 under optimal working conditions. You can check out the link in the description below to purchase the BLUETTI EB55 from their website. It costs around $499, which is a good deal when compared to what the competition is offering at similar pricing. If you are lucky, you can get it for lesser price depending on the sales available. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Bye.